I'm Zach,
And I'm Lindsay.
and this is our first impressions of Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout.
As with all our first impressions, we only get 2 hours to play this game and can't talk to each other about it until this video. That being said, what do you think about this game, Zach?
I love it. I completely adore it. It's super fun. I I'm having way more fun with it than I thought I would. The fact that it was free on PlayStation Plus definitely helped it. My wife plays it. She enjoyed it. That the season pass seems pretty heavy on content. The costumes are fine, but the fact that it'll offer you some crowns to make up for some of the you get a crown when you win, so that's kind of cool. The currency seems to be like they give you a lot. I mean, it's like overall for a somewhat free game on PlayStation Plus, this is a huge hit, huge surprise. Obviously, it's blowing up. I'm definitely enjoying it, and I'm definitely going to continue playing it through the end of the year, maybe even past it. What do you think?
Yeah, I gotta be right there with you. I started playing this game. I didn't really have high expectations for this game, but it is so fun. It's such a different style game. Do you remember the old Japanese TV show Wipeout? Um,
Yeah,
this
that and like MXC
yeah,
or on Spike TV. Yeah. Oh
This
yeah.
is exactly that, but taken to a game. It's like a battle royale where it gets a group of like 60 people together, but instead of fighting it out with machine guns in an ever shrinking arena, like it has them do essentially like wipeout challenges. And you have to try and make the cut to get to the next level, and it whittles it down to like one person. And oh my god, is it so much fun!
Yeah.
Because the controls in it are not, I would say, the best, but it's like intentional. So it's like your
Yeah.
guy like falls over and like this non-athletic person at all. So you have to
Uh-huh.
kind of like deal with that. And you're like, no, no, get up, go, go.
Yeah.
And it really just like gets your blood pumping with everything. And I mean, it's just a lot of fun. It was a great idea. I'm kind of surprised no one's done this before because I mean, it is a great idea to put all this stuff together.
Yeah, like even a company like Nintendo, I feel like they could have done something like this, especially when their own characters. And you can imagine like if Fall Guys were to come to Switch and Xbox, which I'm pretty sure it will. If it came to Switch, imagine like the custom skins you can get. Like you could unlock Mario on the season pass, exclusively on the Switch, or maybe some type of workaround like that. But like there's so many things that they can do with this game, and the fact that it's a small team, and I got to give a huge shout out to whoever does the marketing on Twitter is just awesome. And I'm not sure if you're familiar with Tim the Tat Man. He's a streamer. He's a huge streamer, and he for like the longest time could not get a win in this game. And the Fall Guys Twitter account was just dogging on him like terribly for a week straight, just constantly like tagging him in tweets. It was constantly like calling him out, saying that like, my 3-year-old has won a match or won a crown, and Tim the Tat Man still hasn't yet. Like I have like 6 to 7 like screenshots of just like complete and utter burns. Just oh my, whoever's running it, and I think it's one person, is deserves like as much recognition as the developers of this game. And from what I've heard, there's very few.
That's funny. So, have you managed to win any yet?
I won one, and so me and my brother were playing, and we were just like kind of like he had just hopped on. I was like, hey, let's play this together really quick. It is super fun. And we played one match, and we both got eliminated. But then the very next match we played, and I had got to the last round, leading up to the crown. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like you're basically just running up this obstacle course, and then you're just jumping to grab the crown. It's super easy, but I happened to spawn on the right side of the obstacle course, and when you on the right side, there's this little twirly thing that kind of like it's meant to knock you down, but if you go on the right, it'll hit you in the back and it kind of pushes you forward. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't aware of this, and so I just happened to start on the right side, And so me and my brother were talking, I think about like Destiny 2. Like we were just he had been eliminated. I didn't even realize that we were on the last one and I was on the right side. So I just started going forward, not thinking about what I was doing, what was actually happening. And then I found myself going past the little twirly things. It hit me in the butt, knocked me over this ledge. I got up and I walked and I was like, oh man, I'm ahead of everybody. This is cool. And then I see the crown and then I just lost it. I was like, oh no. I started running. I was like jumping, like, okay, make sure I get the timing right. And then I was like, oh no, do I need to hold R2 or do I need to tap it? This is that, the tail tag dilemma. Like, do I hold it down to grab the tail or do I tap it? Like, it's very confusing, very stressful. And then I got up to the crown, I jumped, and I just held on the R2 and I closed my eyes. I was like, please don't let this be a failure. And I grabbed it, I got the crown, I got the win. It was super cool considering the fact that I wasn't even aware of what I was doing in the first place. But yeah, so I won one, but then when you get to a certain level in the battle pass, you do get.
A
Can you
crown,
hear?
yeah, I've seen those. So I haven't won any yet, but I came in second on one of them. Um, I was doing so good, and the final one was hexagons, where
Yeah,
there's like different levels of hexagons, and as you walk on them, they disappear. And it started showing like how many people was left, and it was me and one other person, and I was still a couple levels up. I was trying to like slowly make my way down, and I ran out of spot on that one. And as I was falling, I could not get over to one of the other bits of land because there was already a lot of space cut out of the ones underneath me, and I fell through. And I'm like, no, no, I was so close.
oh no.
But no, as a game, I think it's a genius combination of stuff. It really gives you a kind of experience you can't really find in too many other games. Um, I played a little bit with my roommate when we were going to play, and it's just a lot of fun to do, especially when you have other people in there that you know.
Yeah.
And there's a wide variety of levels.
Oh
Although
yeah.
in the time I played, I do feel like you tend to see a certain amount of the levels more than other ones.
Yeah.
It didn't really seem like every time I was playing it was something totally different. It seemed like most of the time I'd get stuck with a couple of the same events, and every once in a while I'd get like a different event thrown in. But with enough variety to where I wasn't like mad at it, it just seemed like I kept playing some of the other ones constantly.
Yeah, there was like a time to where like I'd hop in and then it's just like every time I do a first match, it's always the DoorDash one where you just have to run through the doors and see which one actually like breaks through.
Yeah.
I felt like every time it was constantly that one, which was a little weird. But they've also had like some major server issues. But the first week of launch, because the servers were so bad, anyone that had hopped on within that first week, I think they gave you like a special costume, and then they gave you 5,000 of the like currency. Which I mean, they didn't have to do that, It's but it's still cool that they did.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. But no, I have to say, I think their setup in this is very justified. Like, pretty much the only stuff you can spend money on is all cosmetic stuff, and everything else is just your skill level. Like, you just
Yeah.
have to be good, and not just good, but also a little bit lucky.
Yeah, and there's a trophy called Infallible, and it requires you to win 5 games in a row, and people are like hunting this trophy. Like they're doing they can, whatever it takes to get this trophy. It's so cool seeing a game like this pick up, the steam it's getting, and it's transferring over to like the trophy system. Like everybody's trying to get the platinum. It's like if you get that trophy, you're considered one of the fall elites. Like you're the top dogs and stuff. It's really cool seeing the community come together and trying to do like they're just focusing on the trophy aspects of a game when normally they're when you get a game like this, the trophies are kind of like, no one cares about the trophies. But for me, I like getting trophies and platinums and stuff. So it's definitely cool seeing that attention brought to it in a game like this. It's just another aspect that I enjoy for with a game that is already like so enjoyable and fun.
Now, do you think this game is going to have the power to stick around for a while, or do you think this is just going to be a flash in the pot?
I hope it sticks around. There is a sneak peek at season 2 starting August 27th. It's going to kick off the opening night live of Gamescom that's hosted by Jeff Keighley. He's supposed to have a whole bunch of stuff. And it's starting with Fall Guys. And depending on what they have ready for that season 2 premiere, I think that determines how serious they are about this game. Because you got to think, like, there's still 44 days left in season 1.
Yeah.
You know, that's not ending until like the first to second week of October. And if they're already teasing a season 2, like how far ahead do they have this planned out? And with the amount of popularity they've picked up, are they going to change up some stuff? You know, for season 3, are they going to go hard and have, you know, like all of these brands like on Twitter, they're like retweeting other companies giving their like idea of like, hey, like the cyberpunk guys did a costume, like they made a costume for Fall Guys, you know, not in game, it was like a drawing and stuff, but they were like, oh man, this looks really cool. And so like the back and forth they're having with a bunch of other companies is really cool. And you know, like I had told you earlier, but you know, KFC was like, hey, what can we do to get a costume in your game and stuff. And so like there's bubbles of a long lasting game, but it really depends on like they need to add more levels. The battle pass needs to be rejuvenated. Like there's a lot more work to it than just showing flashy costumes.
Well, I mean, we've definitely talked about like battle passes being like the best way to go in the past,
Yeah,
and I definitely feel like this really helps this game, always giving it fresh new content. If they can continuously add in new levels, like let's say they add in 5 or 10 new events per battle pass, but keep the old ones and give you a good randomization of levels to where it's like every time you play, you're not just doing the same thing over and over again. It's constantly throwing new ones at you, ones you've played before, and gives you that good bit of variety. I think this game can have some really long lasting staying power, because it's fun. I mean, it's an
yeah,
easy game to pick up, play for like 10, 15 minutes, put down, play for like an hour. Like, it's time to play is kind of all over the place. You don't have to sit down and spend a whole afternoon on it, but you can if you want to.
yeah. That is true. You could pick up and play, or you can become pro at it. You can play it for much longer, and so there's a lot here in such a small package.
Tell us what you think about Fall Guys in the comments down below. And until next time, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.